When people that are going to watch this video right now, you think it's Robert Plant. That's the way. It's not Robert Plant. But I did that not to trick you, but to inform you so you can know this, so I can inform you people. So you know it's okay to be white. You don't have to be white. It's okay to be white. And black lives, basically, black lives do not matter until they start telling the truth, and until they start instilling right beliefs amongst their own people, and until they stop killing their own people. White is right. Cleanliness is next to godliness. You might want to read your Bibles. Now listen to this. Okay, now you've got all these people that were in Africa, okay? Now let's just say all these people, the Dutch came over. One boat with 18 buccaneers, walked right into Africa, a continent with fucking black mamba snakes, you name it. They have it, the poisonous plants and stuff. They have the most toxic substances on earth existed in Africa. And here these people are. They're like, well, these people on these boats, the English and the Dutch came us and threatened us and chained us down and took us over to the Americas and to use us as slaves and stuff. And that doesn't really make any sense. Why would they want to bring the black people over there and use them as slaves when they got their own people that have work? Their own people need work. So why would they bring a whole bunch of people over there and to enslave them? Same as Nibiru, saying the planet Nibiru existed and that's where they're not from. In the Bible, it says, "Two shall have no gods before me." Right here, I got a huge bullet hole in the fucking top of my head. I'm missing the whole side of the front of my head. "Two shall have no gods before me." Okay, the gray aliens came here and they started making people out of fucking gorillas and out of apes. They started making humanity and stuff, and that's how the Nibros, a lot of them are dark because they come from around the equator in Africa and in places like that, same as the Spanish. Some of them are darker, and that's why. And that the reason why they are darker is because they come from along the equator. Anybody that comes from there's more sun in the equator than there is up north. And stuff, just same as the Indians in Ainge Junction, in Whitehorse, Yukon Territory, Carmax, Dawson City, you name it. You go all the fuck over there and you tell me, okay, but we're Aboriginal. We're from here. We're the First Nations people. Bull fucking shit. They're just niggers with straight hair. That's all they are. Nibros with straight hair. That's all they are. Okay. Anybody that lives up north, why are all the people white? Why are all the people light that live up north? In Russia, in Sweden, in Norway and all that. Oh, or you'll see them with ice blue eyes, real Icelandic blue eyes and black hair. That's a common occurrence up there to see that because that's how they are. They'll have blonde hair and ice blue Viking eyes, or they'll have beautiful green eyes like mine. I have beautiful reptilian green eyes. I'm not Jinn. I'm not a Jinn clone. I'm not anything. I'm a reptilian. I'm pure. I'm pure human. I'm the first human on earth. I'm the first human on earth. Adam and Eve. When they made Adam and Eve, and God created humanity in His image, He made them with green eyes. God, green eyes. I have green eyes. So that's just a fact on that. And if you really read the Bible closely and you get into the commandments and you get in there and you read, the Bible actually supports neo-Nazism. The Bible actually supports the Unite the Right movements and unite for a truth. I'm not prejudiced about anybody or anything, but I want the truth. Okay, so you tell me. So now, where did these Indians come from? All these Indians, we were the first people in North America and stuff. They're saying, we were there first and all of that. Okay, if they were in North America, well, but in the Yukon, in the wintertime, these Indians are like black, dark Indians. And in the Yukon, they only get as much as to 3-4 hours maximum during the day of sunlight. And you need vitamin D, and you get vitamin D from the sun. So they're not from the Yukon, are they? Where would they be from? The Ecuador? The equator. That's probably where they came from. They probably came from down in that area. That's probably where a lot of them are from. Or they came across on the land bridge. That doesn't make any sense either. How did they come across on a land bridge, the Bering Sea land bridge? They came across there. Their eyes would they'd be blind. They would have been susceptible to blindness and everything, and that's the only theory that I could see. Their eyes being darker. Same as with the Nibru's. You get people that go that are going. You got those kind of people that are coming into the Americas, and they're lying and saying, well, they came over there and they raped our bitches and they took us in and abused us. And no, they actually did not. You people begged them to take you to the Americas so you could come over there and say, well, this is our land. Now, this is our God-given land. God gave us this land. No, God did not give you that land. And they did not sneak there and abduct you all from Africa. That's just bullshit. You mean to tell me that the whole continent of Africa couldn't have fought off one ship or two ships coming in there trying to sneaking up on people? Yeah, and here they came back to get more Hebrewish land. You guys don't even know where Hebrewish land is, do you? And the true name for Africa is not Africa. It's something to do with alcohol or something. It's got a real weird name. Africa has a real weird name, and all the people that came here and stuff, same as like they making all of these poisonous animals. Like where would like God created in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And it tells you what God created. Now, where did the serpent come from in the garden? The devil. Where did the serpent come from? Like, exercise your mind. Where am I getting all this information? I'm getting this from the Akashic record. Do you know what the Akashic record is? It's the universe is just giving me this information for free, saying, here, knowledge yourself, knowledge other people. And now they're talking about, well, like Black Lives Matter. Okay, well, Black Lives Matter, but they can't even tell the truth about their own history. Yeah, and they're making telepathic Nibros, and they're sending them to Canada and the States and stuff, and they're secretly making different clones of people. They're cloning them and making telepathic clones, and they're sneaking around spying on people, thinking that they're better than everybody else. I had, get this, I was out back sanding a fucking maple table, minding my own business. They got evicted for it. A bunch of Nibros phoned the police on me. He's agitating us. He's sanding a table out back. And they came and they took me to fucking Alberta Hospital against my will. And they did that to me. They don't have any cable in Alberta Hospital or at the Royal Alexandra Hospital. They don't even have cable upstairs. That's a violation of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So then my question is, why are the Indians lying? Why are the Nibros? Because as far as I'm concerned, man, an Indian and a Nibru, you're not an Indian. I'm an Indian. Aboriginal means aboriginal. The first people here, aboriginal, aboriginal, alligator. The Gator people are aboriginal. T. Roy Molinaire, J. Paul Molinaire, he's aboriginal. Same as fucking the other one, the big Bruce, the guys, all the the Gator people that are out there that hunt the gators and stuff like that. Those are aboriginals, the ones that are reptilian. We have really limey looking eyes. My eyes are totally slimy green. I have slimy green eyes. I'm a reptilian. And I took lots of shit for being a First Nation person. And the people, and then you got all these Indians running around saying, we're First Nations people and we're from here and that. No, they're not. They're not from here. They're saying that, well, we were here first. No, they weren't here. If they were here first, they're trying to say that I'd be a damn outright lie, because I have a Bible that proves that I'm God. Proves that I'm actually the Almighty in the flesh. And the nationalist movement, I believe that's actually really good, long as you're telling the truth. Do you know why Hitler was fighting the people? What Hitler was doing? Hitler was killing clones of people. Hitler was systematically going around spying on people and finding out who had 2, 3, 4 clones and then killing 3 of the clones and keeping the normal person. And that's basically what Hitler was doing. He wasn't killing innocent people. He wasn't going after, but some of the other people, like Joseph Mendele, decided he wanted to do. Did you know that all the studies we have on twins and on genealogy, 98% of those studies come from Joseph Mendele? Do you know how much studies come from these people? These actual people. Okay, so how the fuck, why are we white? So we can get more sunlight. Up north, it's cold. There's not much, it's hard to get sunlight up there. So the people are naturally lighter. Their pigmentation is lighter. So the Indians that are saying they're Aboriginal in the Yukon are full of shit. Oh, but we were there for 1,000 years, or we've been here for this or that. Okay, you guys been there for this or that or whatever. Okay, where's your history? Where is the history and stuff? And they all claim, and then I watched a show on TV that claims, oh, we're from the Pleiades system. You know, well, why did they bring them here? Why are the aliens, the Greys, bringing them here? And if the Greys, then hearing that the Greys want to live on our Earth and stuff, you can't be making fucking a bunch of clones of people, man. That's just how it is. You can't clone people. You can't clone people and make 4 or 5 clones like my uncle has 4 clones. I have 4 brothers. There's me and 3 other brothers with green eyes. There's 4 of me out here. There's 4 of me with that have green eyes. And then there's my brother James Werbisky that has brown eyes. Then there's James Peter Werbisky. Then there's our Ian Thomas Nelson, who's an Anunnaki clone of me. Then there's fucking Ian Amy Oakley. There might be an Ian Marita. It's like, just all of these people. You can't clone people and make a whole shitload of clones. Ians mean Ians. You have to earn your right into heaven. Trevor Bremner's kid, not mentioning any names. His name's Ian Bremner, but he's an Ian too. He has access to the heavenly realms, yet he doesn't have access to that. Why does he not have access to that? Why do I not have access to those triangles in the States? The nationalist movements, you're going to have bad apples here, there, and everywhere, but they're basically saying the same thing I'm saying. We're fighting for a better world. We're fighting for truth. We're fighting for reconciliation from all the lies and the bullshit that have been spread our way. Fuck. The Nibru people, they're not Negroes either. They're called Nibros, and they come from gorillas. They were created they used gorillas, and that's how they are. You take a Nibro, you put them right up against a gorilla. Some white people look the same too. They're not all dark. Some white people are like that too. So you take a look at somebody that says, oh, I'm a neo-Nazi, and you look at their face, and you can tell they got a big fat nose on them, and you're looking at them, and you're like, wait a minute. Lots of people come from them people. A lot of people come from gorillas, and then a lot of people come from chimpanzees too. And then in our bodies, we have different systems. Like some people in their bodies, like they'll say, this is your animal figure. You might have a horse, one might have a dog. Me, I have 3. I have 3 animal guides. I have the cats, I have the horses, and I have dogs. I am the Alpha and the Omega. So now what are we going to do about this? Well, I suggest that the neo-Nazis that are watching this, all these people that are so graciously getting all of my mercy today, and that are hearing all of my true words, I suggest you start fucking printing all of this shit up on literature. You start telling the truth about this. You're trying to tell me that one little fucking buccaneer boat came over there and just fucking abused a whole shitload of Africans and put them on the boat and took them to America. I say against their will. And they didn't want, they forced us to come over there. I say that is a downright lie. Just read in between the lines. Look in between. Look at the reality of it. How the fuck, or after 1 or 2 boats came over, and did that, these people would be like, well, wait a minute, these people, a boat came over, and and word of mouth. Oh, they know how to speak. Well, word of mouth. So they would have knew to avoid the boats, or let's go way out into the desert and run these people out into the desert, and then they won't do this to us anymore. Oh, so you guys do hear and you do listen. So I'm telling you this. This is just simply the way it is, man. That's simply the way it is. And some people have some of their genetics. Some people have Nibru genetics and are part Nibiru. Some have their genetics. Some are part of this. Some are part of that. But it all depends on where you live. Like I had a friend growing up whose mom looked like she was part Nibru, and that's because where she originated from, and she traveled, and after having kids with 3 or 4 generations, they turned out to be a lighter color. All depends on where you go to. That doesn't mean I'm slamming on the African American community or the African Canadian community or anybody. I'm just telling you people, man, you guys need to shut your fucking mouths and stop lying. Or I said, get this, I was in the Royal Alexandra Hospital, certified under a bullshit mental health act that doesn't give a fuck about you or I to begin with. So let's get that clear. And then you got this one Nibru guy comes up to goes, don't talk to me, eh? And I'm like, well, holy fuck, are you the almighty or something? I said, get the fuck out of this room right now, you fucking loser. I told him, fuck off, man. Tell me not to talk to you. Fuck. The fuck's wrong with you? What are you even talking about anyways? And you're walking around like he was just all and high and mighty. And I'm like, what the hell, man? And so I try to teach these people. I said, enlighten yourself, man. Learn from what I'm teaching you. You think this is true? And one of them, he checked himself right into PC. He says, I can't handle this white man. He's too much. But you guys need to protect me. And here he was, a 6'5", big, fucking huge Nebrew. And he was terrified. I can't take any of this anymore. And I'm like, well, it's the truth. It's the truth that sets you free. So, aren't we all supposedly entitled to this information? So I'm not going to say any more tonight, but I like to unite. I like to unite the nationalists, the white nationalist movement. I am a nationalist too. I'm a nationalist and I am prejudiced. I'm fucking seriously. I have a problem with people that lie. I do not like people that lie, and I am prejudiced against liars. Thank you. Do not instigate. Unite the right. Right the wrong. And wrong the writers to think they're right. Oh. You guys know what that means. The people that are writing all this history saying, oh, you should have seen, oh, they brought all the Negroes over and then they was raping our bitches and no, that's not at all what happened. That's nothing even remotely. Well, how do you figure it out? How did it happen? How did they start interbreeding? Why did they start interbreeding? It says, two shall have no gods before me. And what's the 10th commandment? Two shall not covet. And you read in the Bible, that's right. When Noah went into the ark, his family was found just and righteous. And then when they made the movie about Moses and with, that other chick that looks like Emma Watson, and Emma Watson was in that movie, and the old guy in that, and they were Russell Crowe on Noah's Ark and that, and there was a kid, but they wanted to kill him. See, that's a lie. They didn't try to kill any children on the Ark. That's just a bullshit lie. You see, the Hollywood is culpable for what they write. You see, if they're writing this and they're saying, well, this is what happened, you tell me in the Bible where it shows he tried to kill someone. That's not how it happened. So if you're going to make a movie on that, then write the truth about it. It's called the Akashic Record. And sitting there and everybody's like, don't talk to me and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm not the one that's talking to you, man. It's the Americans that built that God-forsaken harp that's putting voices in people's heads, music in people's heads. They don't have the right to covet. It says, two shall not covet. So base the foundation on the ideology of white supremacy on that, on the first commandment and the 10th commandment, 2 shall not covet. They put voices in my head all day, or I'll walk in there and I'll walk into some place, there'll be like 3 or 4 nibroos, and all of a sudden, you fucking bunch of, and I'm like, holy, where's all this coming from, eh? And I'm like, I'm not like that, and I'm shaking my head, and then all of a sudden I've been, holy fuck, and you know who's telepathic. You can tell the ones that are telepathic. Same deal, 2 shall not covet. You're not allowed to make telepathic people and sneak them into Canada. Fear mongering. And sending a whole bunch of and Trudeau helping up a whole bunch of stuff in there. Yeah, well, my real name, I believe, is James Ian McCall or Ian Amy Melbourne. Yet they switched me and my identical to one of my brothers, my identical twin brother. They switched us, but yet with his identification, says I'm the Almighty with James Ian Werbisky when James first ascended the throne, when Werbisky James Ian ascended the throne. Because I have the royal bloodline from King James II of Scotland. I have the royal bloodline. So not only am I the real royal family, I am also God Almighty. And here's Prince Charles fucking hiding in there saying that he's God. And I have a Bible to prove all of this shit. Know the truth. And when you know the truth, you'll be free. Have a good day, and I'm not a prejudiced person. You can all fuck right off and shut up. You don't like what I say too god dang bad. That's how it is. That's how it is. The Indians are sitting there fighting and lying. I don't know how I got to this information. I just all of a sudden one day it clicked. Something clicked in me, and I just was like, whoa, man, I'm really smart. And I woke up. I didn't have brown eyes. I went from having brown hair and brown eyes to now I have green eyes and black hair. That's true too. And I shaved off a foot of my beard. It was huge. Shaved off a foot of my beard. But remember that you also have the right to demonstrate peaceful in a free and democratic society. Like Donna Friesen said, remember that, in a free and a just society. So you don't go out there and start picking fights with the same kind of people. So you got someone like Mariana Vanderzan or whatever from National Geographic's trying to help you people to get your message out so you understand it, and you guys are criminally harassing her and stuff like that. She's your fucking friend, man. And that's just how you're treating her. Same people, smarten up. Well, what does it say, man? 2 shall not covet. Well, exactly. So he's telling her, you're not allowed to covet. Who are you with? Why are you here? And ask her the questions and that. But you're picking on your own people. White people picking on their own people. So why are they doing that? See me, I'm not picking on anybody else. I have proof of what I'm saying about the Indians. I have proof about this. That they're not the Indians. I'm actually Indian. I'm an Indian. That's right. Same as Chase and T-Roy. Oh, I forget all those Gator people, but all those people on the Gator people. All the Gator people, the blonde Willie, all those people, that they're all reptilian. We're Indians. Well, that's what a true Indian is. Indians they're not brown. Indians don't have brown skin. And the Indians were brought here from somewhere else. Or they came from, I believe that they came from Teotihuacan and all down there in Mesoamerica. I believe that's where they came from. A lot of them came from, because a lot of them look the same. You Mexicans, Indians, Chinese. You can even see some of the people, the Indians, you look at them and you go, he doesn't look like he's Indian. He looks like he's Chinese. And I'm right. And some of them are. But same thing. Same thing is, look at a lot of the geisha girls. The geisha girls, they're all white. Right? The geisha the Japanese geisha girls are all light colored and white skinned. Lighter skinned. That's right. Because they are. That's just what they are. And where they come from, they know that. And they are lighter colored so they can get vitamin D. Man, I'm not anybody's enemy. I'm just telling you the truth. If you don't like the truth, then whatever, man. But it's still the truth, and it's still going to take you out in the end. So you need to follow the truth. That's what sets you free. Just running around going, well, I'm going to follow this guy because he looks big. That doesn't mean that he's going to be around in another week, though, either, does it? Now, I seen a guy that was 150 pounds, just small, 150 pounds. He was an old guy. And one day this guy come in there and goes, I'll show you guys who it is, and says, this is my old place and all and stuff. He walked right over him. Walked around. 150 pound guy beat up at almost a 300 pound guy. Walked all over him. I could not believe my eyes. I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm telling you people, man. I got a lot of power, believe me, man. I'm just telling you the straight up truth, man. Neo-Nazism is they want the government to tell the truth, basically. Same as the Nibrus. If you want to unite on something, then tell the government, tell the historians to tell the truth about why Hitler was killing people. He wasn't out there killing innocent people. He was killing fucked up clones, people, you know. There's some people, they have 5, 6, 10 clones. Some people have 10 clones. We don't have the space on the earth for 10 people that are identical and making 10, 15 people and then feeding them all. And if you got one, like we have Angus Young or Angus Watts, you know, is Angus Watts smart? I don't know, but I heard somebody said that there was like 10 clones of Angus. Well, if the one Angus isn't smart or he can't get the work done, then what's making another 9 of Angus going to do? It's not going to help anything, no, is it? Exactly. It's common sense, man. Just use your own common sense. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go, man. You have a good Sunday, and everybody trying to get along and tell the truth. Tell the truth about really what's going on. Tell the truth. Don't lie anymore.